Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today, with the launch of Season 3 in MW2 and Warzone 2, we finally got the return of the Intervention, aka the FJX Imperium here in MW2. It is a fun sniper, to say the least. Very much so similar visually to the Intervention from back in the day in MW2, right? Performs a lot differently in game in terms of its speed, its aggression, its overall feel, but it's definitely got that nostalgia factor, if you will. And today we are breaking down the best class setup for multiplayer and the best loadout for it as well for Warzone 2. So initially here, we'll start on the multiplayer side of things, and quite frankly, across the board in multiplayer and Warzone, this thing is going to be a top tier sniper. For Warzone, it can one-shot since it is bolt action, and then in multiplayer, after you make it aggressive, it's going to be solid. The thing is though, initially here with the attachments, you first start off and it is slow. You got a lot going. It is hurting its ADS speed. It's hurting its movement speed. Like, you look at all the barrels here, minus ADS speed, minus ADS speed and control, minus damage range, minus movement speed. A lot of stuff slowing it down. You have to level it up a lot in order to actually get it to a solid point, right? That said, it doesn't take too much to get to it in the battle pass. Also, if one of your friends has it in like DMZ, you can have them drop it for you. You can get it super fast. But when it comes to the multiplayer setup, this is what I'm running here first and foremost. 5 attachments. Basically everything outside of the scope here is meant for mobility and speed and aggression, to make this fast, to make this a quick scoping sniper. Obviously, it's going to be one-shotting a lot here in multiplayer, but as far as the optic goes, not really a huge fan of the stock sight. It's super zoomed in, not great for aggressive gameplay. I like the SPX 86.6. If there's a different scope you like more that's maybe more zoomed in, less zoomed in, always go for what you're the most comfortable with there. I'm tuning for the faster ADS and then also the furthest eye position as always. I'm also going for the 7mm laser. This is going to help out that ADS and that sprint to fire. That said, the laser is very visible, so if you're pre-aiming, players are going to know where you're at. It's really just focusing though on the quick scoping, like sort of mobility factor of this build, right? We're tuning to enhance the sprint to fire and the ADS speed even more on there as well. For the carry handle, we got 2 options here, and the wrapped actually does help out with that ADS speed yet again. So I'm tuning to enhance that with the sprint speed, the idle stability as well, to limit the sway if I am hard scoping or looking down a choke point or something like that. And you get the crouch speed of the ADS speed just off the rip with the attachment there itself. I also go for the Skull 40 rear grip. This is going to be for ADS and sprint to fire, again, going to be huge on this style of setup where we're focusing on that aggression and on that mobility. And we can tune to enhance both of those with that better ADS speed and that better sprint to fire speed as well. Then lastly, behind the face cam, you guys can see I've got the FJX H bolt. You can't actually tune this. This is simply on there for the rechambering accuracy. You could also go for the rechambering speed though as well. I feel like with the accuracy, it's just less sway. It's feeling good there, but either or here is going to feel good. You can sort of flip-flop and see which one you're liking more. I'm kind of bummed because I would love to use the Kilo Tac stock here. However, if you put this on, you can't use the Skull 40 rear grip, which kind of sucks. So you're stuck with the, in my opinion, using the bolt. If you wanted to use like high velocity or something, you could go for that. But for multiplayer, you don't really need a muzzle. You definitely don't need one of these super slow barrels. You don't need a magazine option necessarily. If you wanted the 7 round, you could go for it, but it's going to make you even slower. It's a heavy sniper by default, and so with all the speed-based attachments here, it's going to be a lot more aggressive and good for trying to rush around and you know, snipe like it was the MW2 Intervention. Now, as we get into the Warzone side of things here, quick reminder that if you guys are new to the channel, every single day I got you covered with absolutely everything going on in COD, whether it's news, updates, loadouts, tips, you name it, it's all right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and join us on the road to 1 million subs. And if you guys enjoy the video, if you find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. And quick shout out to my friends over at G Fuel. If you guys are trying to grind out the new weapons, level up the Intervention, level up the Squall as well, which we'll be covering in a video here in a bit, or if you're just trying to grind out Season 3, G Fuel's got you covered, right? Code WhosImmortal at checkout gets you 20 to 30% off your entire order. It's gonna give you that extra energy, that added boost to knock out those longer sessions feeling good from start to finish. They just dropped a brand new Resident Evil pre-order as well. The collab is super sick. They got plenty of flavor options, starter packs, full-on tubs, you name it. They got something for you. So code WhosImmortal at checkout gets you that discount. Link for that will be down below. Anyways, Intervention here in Warzone 2. This build, way different from our multiplayer one, right? This one is going to be really slow. It is meant for long range sniping. There's really not a build, in my opinion, that's going to be consistent for Warzone that is good for aggressive rushing around sniping, then also good long range. Because if you want the aggression, if you want the speed, the quick scoping aspects of it, you're going to end up hurting the range some, most likely, which means over long range, it's not going to feel good for those one-shot headshots. Also, because the one-shot properties, you of course have to be using the explosive ammo, which is very clutch, of course. So that's kind of like a must-have on all of these snipers at this point. Now you got to be running that. So I go ahead, I tune that for the better velocity and range. It's not going to give you anything crazy, but it's necessary to get the one-shot headshots. Keep in mind, the one-shot also is only to the head, unless of course they are weaker and don't have full armor. The rest of this really is based around trying to make it good over long range, so you can one-shot headshot at 10 meters or 210 meters, right? So again, I am going for the 6.6 times because you got that sort of dual zoom. It's nice for long range and some mid range there. Once more, furthest eye position and the faster ADS on those tunes. 7mm laser here is just simply for the aggression in some mid range. If you have to get that quick ADS up, this will help out some with that for sure. So that's pretty clutch in my opinion. Obviously is the only real aggressive part of this particular setup. We are tuning for the better ADS and sprint to fire yet again. Then I got the Ciros 29-inch barrel. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this is all about range. Now keep in mind, it's ridiculously slow. Your ADS is not quick here at all, right? But you're getting better range, better velocity. You got a bipod mount included on this as well, which is pretty nice. Here I tune for the slightly better aim walking speed, so that strafe speed if you are hard scoping, then also the better damage range as well. Then lastly, I go for the Reaper muzzle. This is going to help out with the velocity and the range, obviously crucial for getting that consistent feeling over long range for those one-shot headshots. We tune for a slightly faster ADS here, then also better bullet velocity as well, which is a crucial part of the setup. So I mean, when you compare this versus the other main meta snipers, right, it's going to be solid. When you compare it to the Victus and the MCPR, which are going to be your other two potential one-shot snipers here for the bolt action aspects, it's going to be very similar to each of them. None of them are particularly fast. They're all slow. This one is going to probably be the most fun because it's the most nostalgic, right, with its OG intervention feel and look there. But definitely a huge drawback of the one-shot capability is that you're going to have to limit a lot of your aggression on these setups. So they are long range, and long range specifically, it's not like Warzone 1 where you could have that super fast and agile sniper that also could do really well over range. Either way, both in multiplayer and in Warzone, the Imperium absolutely is a meta choice. Obviously, sniping in multiplayer is a bit more niche because of the fast-paced element of multiplayer versus Battle Royale. So ground war or the larger maps, it's going to thrive. Close range, you're probably going to struggle a bit more just because the crazy TTK. But in Warzone, specifically for Al Mazrah, you know, mainly there, but even on a Sheikah, if you are a good player, for medium to long range, this is going to be one of the better choices just because it can one shot. It's going to have good velocity with this build that we've got here. It'll be feeling nice and consistent there. That being said, that is effectively going to wrap things up for this one, though. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. That way you can always guarantee you're up to date with absolutely everything going on in the world of Call of Duty. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy. Have an awesome rest of your day. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.